Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shannon and today I will be doing my June wrap up and my July TBR, playing my original TBR game, TBR Tarot. If you're new here, I will link the game explanation up in the cards so you can familiarize yourself with my game and hopefully stick around to see me play it. And yeah, let's just get right on into it.
I am so scared of falling down. I just won't climb in the first place.
First things first, I need to wrap up my June TBR. So I read Take a Hint, Danny Brown. I gave this 4 stars. I absolutely adored this book. I gave this actually 4.5 stars. I gave Get a Life, Chloe Brown 4 stars and I gave this 4.5 stars. So I enjoyed this more than Chloe Brown, which I am happy with. I am excited to move on to Eve Brown after reading this. So yeah, I read this, gave this 4.5 stars, and I will have a vlog out for the whole month of June soon. So if you're interested in more in-depth thoughts on this one, stick around, subscribe, and hopefully you will see my thoughts in the next week or two. And next I read Tris 6 Venom by Penelope Douglas, and guys, I loved this book. I gave this a 5 stars. I love Penelope Douglas's writing. This was just top notch for me. I absolutely adored it, and yeah, I would highly recommend this. This was a female romance and a bully romance, and it was done to just perfection for me. Again, my thoughts will be coming in a vlog for all of these soon, so like I'm just gonna tell you really quickly how I felt about them. But yeah, this was 5 star, highly recommend. Then next I read Credence, also by Penelope Douglas. I gave this 3 stars. I didn't enjoy this one as much as I enjoyed Tris 6 Venom. Still a fun time, still alright, but just wasn't it for me. Personally, this was a reverse harem. I have not read a lot of them and I did not know that going into it, so kind of my fault for being like blindsided, but the writing, the atmosphere, all that was great because of course Penelope Douglas is great at doing that. The romance just wasn't for me. So yeah, 3 stars. Then next I read Show Us Who You Are by Elle McNall. I really enjoyed this book. I gave this 4.5 stars. I absolutely adored it. And yeah, like this was a buddy read for me and Sephi over at What Effie Reads. They will be linked down below. And I had such a good time reading this, and I actually read this and reread Nimona, the graphic novel, 5 stars the second time, just as it was the first time. I read these two for a video of swapping my screen time to reading time, so that will be out soon also. And yeah, so if you're interested to see how I got along with these two and how I got along with changing my screen time to reading time, stick around. I have so many exciting things in the works, so if you're interested, then here is your little sneak peek of what is coming. So to wrap up the card prompts I got last month, I failed so bad this month. I read everything that wasn't on my TBR. So yeah, there's going to be a punishment in this video. So the first card that I got was featuring Betrayal, and I says in my video that I was going to read the books that I read in the month and hopefully something would feature Betrayal that I could assign to this prompt. And I am going to go with Show Us Who You Are. It's not exactly betrayal, but there are parts in this that the main character wasn't told the honest truth, and there was also parts in this that came across as could be like two-faced or backstabby in my opinion, so I am going to count this loosely, but yeah, this is what I'm going to count. So for this I'm going to receive a point, and I don't get the bonus because it is not fantasy, but I still get a point for this. So my points now are going to be down in the corner here, so you can see once I hit 20 I get to buy myself a new book. and I'm slowly making my way there, slowly. And the next card that I got was buy a new book, and for this I bought The Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow, and I am reading this, and it is only the 28th, I believe. Yeah, it is the 28th when I am recording this, so I have 2 days to finish this, and I believe I can do that in 2 days. So I am going to count this point because I am really enjoying this. I definitely want to finish it before the end of the month, and yeah, I am counting this. So I get 1 point for this because it was just one prompt to buy a new book and read that new book, and I am doing that, so point to me. Yay. The next card that I got was to start a new series. I picked Shadow and Bone for this. I sadly did not get round to reading this book. I do still want to read it, and I'm very excited to read it. Again, I read everything that wasn't on my actual TBR, well, my tarot TBR this month. I prioritised my TBR for whatever-a-thon instead of prioritising my TBR tarot cards. So yeah, I did not read this, but I still plan to read it. And lastly, the last card that I picked last month was to get a friend to pick a book, and I picked Seffi over what Effie reads, and they picked After Love by Tanya Bairn. Again, I didn't get to this. This is literally just a video of me telling you that I did not fucking read anything on my TBR and that I have to take a punishment because I suck and read everything that I wasn't technically mandatory reads. So yeah, I guess I'll just get right on into the punishment. If you are new here, again, I will have the explanation of my game in the cards, but essentially if I lose a round, I have to pick from my jar of thorns. If I win a round, I get to pick from my jar, which is this mug here. I get to pick from my jar of roses. This month is gonna be the jar of thorns, so I'm gonna give this a quick shake. This can have anything from add a spin or, well, add a spin. This can have anything from add a card or read a certain book or just like prompts that you don't necessarily want. Okay, this is not that bad of a one. So this, because I've made them into like little roses, like so pretty. I made them into little roses, but like the crumpleness afterwards is really bad. So this is what I will be reading. Good Me, Bad Me means I have to add Good Me, Bad Me by Ali Land onto my TBR, and this is going to be the 5th book that I read this month. But it's okay, it could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse. I have some of the Throne of Glass books in there. I have add an extra book, add an extra card. Like, this is actually an alright pick for a punishment, so I will take it and I will be grateful. The first card that I got this month is Pet Pick, and I get bonus points if it is contemporary. So I am gonna roll a clip here of my dog Coco picking this read. Here we have it. So I have Felix Ever After, Becoming Mila, and One Last Stop. And here comes the pups. Hey! Is that a treat, kiddo? Come on, get a treat. Treat. Oh, good girl. Oh, you haven't even eaten? Come on. Good girl. Hey. There we go. So Coco picked Felix Ever After. Thank you, Coco. Here, you get your other ones. So this is what I will be reading. Coco ended up picking Felix Ever After. This is contemporary, so I will receive the bonus point. And yeah, I am really happy with this pick. I picked 3 books that fit both the prompt and the genre, so it was a win-win situation. I'm really excited to read this and I love the pretty sprayed edges, so I am happy with this pick. The next card that I picked was read a book with a new relationship or friendship, and I get bonus points if it is fantasy. So I have picked for this card An Enchantment of Ravens. I read the back of it, and Isabel is a prodigy portrait artist and she meets Rook, who is the autumn prince, fairy prince, and she paints mortal soul into his eyes and it could cost him his life. So I obviously took that as they have never met before, and this is her like first meeting him and how their relationship, whether it be friendship or romance or just acquaintances, blossoms. So yeah, and it's fantasy, so I get an extra point. So if I read all the books this month that I put on my TBR, then I could actually stack up some pretty decent points. The next card that I picked was a book featuring magic, and this is a mandatory fantasy read, so I have picked Witches Steeped in Gold, and I have this absolutely lovely edition from Fairy Loot, so I am so excited to get to this because it is beautiful and I am so excited to see what this story is like. So when this card came up, this had to be like this was the pick. This is the first thing that popped into my head. I had to pick this book. Finally, the last card that I picked was An Enemies to Lovers, and I get bonus points if it is fantasy. So for this, I am going to read The Bridge Kingdom. I'm forgetting the author's name at the moment. I will put a picture on the screen. I bought this on my Kindle and it is Enemies to Lovers and it is also fantasy. So again, I will receive 2 points if I manage to read this book. So these 3 books, Witches Steeped in Gold, An Enchantment of Ravens, and Felix Ever After, and The Bridge Kingdom, is my 4 picks for Tarot TBR. And then I also have Good Me Bad Me as a punishment for not completing my TBR last month. This seems pretty reasonable. I am not actually mad at this. I am really excited for 2 of these books. This is a really short read, so I could get through it fairly quickly. This has been on my shelf for so long that it either needs to be read or it needs to be on hold, so the punishment is kind of working in my favor here. And yeah, overall I'm pretty happy with July's TBR. So that is it for today. That is all I have for you. Let me know down in the comments what you'll be reading in the month of July. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I'm going to be reading this month, and let me know what you thought of them. Have a great day. Stay safe, happy and healthy. Subscribe if you wanna. And yeah, peace. Next, I read Trist 6 Venom by Penelope Douglas, and guys, I fucking love this book. Oh fuck! No, don't fall.
I'll write myself a letter so that I'll remember